The previous owners actually had like a story tall hookah sitting here. So I thought that this olive tree was a perfect way to kind of fill the space. Hey, my name's Bret. Welcome to my sweet digs. Come on in. I live in Toronto in a newly renovated loft with my boyfriend. We bought our space for $551,000. We probably put about $40,000 into renovating. Our mortgage payments are roughly $2,900 a month. I think it's a pretty good amount considering how much space we have and the location. We live on the west tip of the city in a little neighborhood called Mimico. We love this neighborhood because it's so close to the water. We just really love the sort of quieter atmosphere of it all. We're coming up on about 2 years now of living in this home and loving every minute of it. We had to do a lot of renovations to it, everything from the floors to paint. It was a complete gut job. So we gutted everything and redid everything, which was a super fun process. I mean, I love that sort of stuff, whereas my boyfriend is kind of like, I want to move into a move-in ready home. I was like, let me just customize everything. It's definitely modern, but I really tried to warm it up with some sort of like Scandinavian, Nordic tones, like in the hardwood, and just different uses of texture and materials. We went with tile in the front entryway. I mean, fellow Canadians know that salt can be pretty aggressive, so we just wanted to protect the hardwood at all costs. This is sort of like a little entryway bench area. Here, there's like a little place for storage, just for hats and gloves. It was super important to maximize on storage and just sort of integrate it wherever I could in the space. So I really tried to utilize every nook and cranny. Coming into the kitchen here, I love that it's so open concept. That was really important because we love to cook and we also love to lounge. So the fact that they're so close to each other, it's just really easy access and just kind of makes entertaining that much easier. I was very thrilled with the open shelving we were able to do, and just all the little kind of bits and bobs and details as well. This little thing here is probably my favorite appliance, and I love it so much. A cool little function is that it's touch. I know a lot of over-the-range microwave that also doubles as a fan. They can get quite bulky, so that's one thing that I just really didn't want. So I love how sleek and minimal and just pretty it is. So one of my favorite parts about this kitchen is this light right up here. For my 9 to 5, I work as a product designer for a local home decor company here in Toronto. And for my 5 to 9, I have a made-to-order light shop called Huey. Because I own a light shop, naturally I had to put one of my fixtures in the space. Lighting is the jewelry of the home. I think it's a great way to sort of just accentuate it and really make it unique. Here is our dining room. This table, it's very beautiful and I love it. I wouldn't trade it, but it stains very easily, so we don't really eat here a lot. I actually DM'd an interior designer named Sarah Sherman Samuel, and she suggested to put car wax on it, which I have yet to do because that just sounds very sticky, but we're just gonna eat in the living room like we usually do, I think, for now. If you want to take a walk into our living room, this is where we spend the most time. It's got some great features. We have a fireplace, which is super nice and cozy in those winter months. It's just really inviting. I think we laid out this space kind of going along with the bones of the existing structure. So there was a lot of modern elements like the column behind me, so we just worked around that. It was really important to sort of make it cozy. When we were creating this place and designing this place, it was really important that we had as much seating as possible. Like I just had this idea of my friends coming over and you'd be able to just kind of have a seat wherever you wanted. I would have to say my favorite part of the home is definitely the windows. As soon as you walk in, it sort of just hits you on impact. It's like, bam, here's my space, welcome. I love how much natural light that it brings, especially because we don't have a balcony. It's super important just to get as much natural light in here as possible. Over here is probably one of my favorite spots in the house. It's sort of like a little reading nook. It's very cozy. I like to lounge and read books or do some lighting designing on here. It also doubles as a storage, which again is very cool. So if you just open these here, there's lots of space for just sort of like knickknacks and other junk that you don't want displayed around the house. These stairs and this railing came with the place, so we were very lucky with that. One of the things we did, the first things we did actually when we got into the space, well, first was remove the popcorn on the ceiling. Second of all was paint this black. This was kind of a really mucky green color before. Now, if you want to follow me up to the second floor, I love this space because it's so bright, so airy. The den upstairs is definitely the most functional and practical space in the house. It was super important just to create a space where I could practice some self-care and wellness. My most sentimental piece in the home would definitely be my grandfather's painting. I just love it so much. It's definitely the highlight of my entire house, and I treasure it a lot. My grandfather's painting sort of inspired the vibe of this room as well. So with the open shelving here and that sort of Mediterranean, natural, textured look. This is our desk area. My boyfriend and I work from home, so this has been really useful for the space. It's also really bright and airy, so it lets a lot of natural light in, which I think is super important, just to kind of create a peaceful and calm atmosphere when we're both working so close to each other. These chairs, yeah, they're pretty close, but it makes for good quality time, I suppose. I definitely spent the most money on hardware, like bath finishes in the master bathroom, but I'm not mad about it because it's quality. I know it's gonna last. It's like a trusted brand and it looks really nice. I really wanted it to be sort of traditional. I was thinking like European countryside with the Zelig tiles and the warm tones of the wood and the complements of the brass. When we first got that space, it was really dark and dingy, so I had the idea of putting the round window in. So I actually love it. It's probably one of my favorite features of the home. It just really acts as a sort of passageway to let natural light in. My best find, I would say, in the entire house is my vanity in the master bathroom. When I was looking for a vanity, I just kept finding the exact same things over and over again. So I kind of had this thought of using something that wasn't conventionally a vanity, like a sideboard or buffet or console, whatever you want to call it, and using that as a vanity. And I just cut a hole on top and put the sink in, and it turned out great. Here's my bedroom. It's a super quiet, sort of serene space. This sort of like warm minimalist vibe that I was trying to attain is sort of consistent throughout the home, but you'll notice here I really wanted it to be a bit more traditional and a bit more homey and a bit more comforting and just sort of that farmhouse, I guess you could say, look, and I love it a lot. We originally had blinds here, but I think the previous owner was a heavy smoker, so they were actually like just discolored. I'll just leave it at that. So we tore those down. I think we'll be putting blinds back up. It does get pretty bright since the highway is right here. But right now we're just kind of enjoying all the natural light, especially with summertime coming. Here's another little storage moment that I picked up from IKEA. So this really, I mean, I won't open this too wide, but it just really houses sort of all of our linens, some of my makeup, and it's just another opportunity for some great storage, which I really appreciate. Something that I definitely would love to have in my next home is an outdoor space, specifically a garden. You know, for first-time home buyers, the process can be really daunting, and I'm not going to minimize it because it probably was like one of the most stressful things I've ever had to go through. But again, it was so just rewarding. I mean, when you know, and that was definitely the case for this space. As soon as we walked in, we knew its potential and that we wanted it. Thanks for checking out my sweet digs. If you like this video, you can see more here and subscribe down below here.